Hi guys, welcome back to What's on My Plate. So for tonight, I'm doing an appetizer, or it can be considered a side dish. So these beans are Greek gigantic beans, or Greek giant beans. So they already come in the tomato sauce. You can buy these from the supermarket Lidl. They sell it during Greek week and they sell out immediately. I can make these from scratch on my own, and one day I'll put the recipe up for it. But this is so convenient. I've gone to people's homes, and for an appetizer, it would be these beans, and you can eat them cold or hot, and you just scoop some on your plate with the other appetizers. Or, like what I do is, if I make a steak, I'll make this as a side dish. So it's gonna come out great. You're gonna love it. It's quick and easy. And we're just going to add a couple things to it. We're going to bake it and it's ready to go. So this is what's on my plate. Okay, so I want to show you the can. So this is the can, Greek giant beans and tomato sauce. So you need 2 of these cans. They're 9.8 ounces each. And then we just need a baking dish. So we're going to get started with that. Okay, so I have a tomato. I'm slicing it not too thin. It's about this size. You need enough to place through on your beans when you put them in your dish. So I think I'm going to need just this one tomato because it's pretty big. So I'm just going to slice it up. It's about an eighth of an inch, I think. So just slice this up. And then what you do is, I'll move this aside. We're going to take the can of the beans. I always use 2 cans, but I'm just going to use 1 can for today. Open it up and then just pour it in here. It's so good. This is so good. Just on its own, it's so good. So I'm just going to use 1 can for today, but if you're doing it for a party or just a side dish for the family, I think you definitely need 2 to 3 cans. I mostly use 2 cans. But I'm just going to do 1 so I can show you. Okay, so here's my beans. The next thing you're going to need is feta cheese. So I always buy it in the brine. If you buy it when it's already like crumbled, it's not juicy or fresh. It's just I feel like it goes bad quicker. So I buy it in the brine, and I take some and I crumble it on top here. Just a small little layer like that, because when you cook it, oh, it's going to melt inside. It's going to be great. So I would say you need about a 1/4 cup of crumbled feta. If you want to use a little more because you love feta, then go ahead and do that. Okay, so then the next step is to lay the tomatoes on top. Just like that. And that's perfect. And then what you do is, let me just wipe my hand. So then what you do is you drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top, just like so. That's it. And then we're going to put some oregano on top. Sprinkle that oregano. And you don't need to put any salt or anything on the tomatoes. You could if you want, but you don't need to. And when you bake this, the feta is going to melt inside into the beans. The tomato is going to be like roasted and just beautiful. It's going to fall apart and it's just going to be wow. So this is a side dish or an appetizer, and they're the giant white beans with tomato sauce prepared in the can. So again, this is the bean, and I'll just turn it like that. It's so good. And I will put a recipe up for the beans because sometimes it's hard to find the cans. So this is gonna go in the oven at 375 for 25 minutes and you're ready to eat this. So let's do that. Okay, so it came out of the oven, remember 375 for 25 minutes. Smells absolutely amazing. So whatever you're having for dinner, a grilled piece of chicken, a steak, add this as your side. You're gonna love it. For lunch, if you have leftovers, warm it up, eat it with a piece of bread. You're gonna love it. And for an appetizer, just put it in a dish that you would like to serve as an appetizer dish. Well, you know what I mean. Have a dish small so people can scoop it out on their plate as an appetizer. You're gonna love it. Thanks for watching What's on My Plate. Enjoy.